In my travels, every time I go into a Boys and Girls Club and I see the kids and the teens, that's it. I mean, because we have a lot of work to do and a lot of details and a lot of hard work, but it's always the kids who bring me right back to center. I've been with the Boys and Girls Clubs for about 35 years, about half of that local club level and the other half with the Boys and Girls Clubs of America. People say, well, how did you get into the Boys and Girls Club work? It was a work-study job in college, but after college I was going a different path, and it was my wife, Debbie, who was working at a Boys and Girls Club. And it's my wife who kind of pointed me in the direction that this is something that I think you would enjoy. And to this day, we're quite a team as we continue to do the work for kids in this country. When you're in your job, and whether it's the game room, whether it's the computer lab, whether it's the gym, whatever it is the most important thing for those kids that time, right? And so my advice to anyone who's working at a Boys and Girls Club, new, old, or young, is stay focused. Stay focused on your job, stay focused on why those kids are coming and how important you are to them. You have to remember that if not for you, that club might not be there. Those kids might not have that opportunity. And if they're not coming to the Boys and Girls Club, what are they doing? If we're not feeding them, if we're not giving them the opportunities to succeed, if we're not helping them get through school or get through the day, then we aren't doing our job. And so I think those are the sorts of things that keep me grounded. Those are the sorts of things that I look back at in my career that have really led to where I am and why I'm here. You know, I look back at the starting of new organizations, right? The opening of the Boys and Girls Club in Tracy, California, back in the late 80s, early 90s. The opening of the Boys and Girls Club in Sacramento, California, in the late 90s. The establishment of state alliances that have brought, you know, literally millions and millions and millions of dollars to local clubs. The work we did in Washington, D.C. To diversify the funding and keep federal funding and policies and procedures in place to help local clubs and kids. The work that we're doing now out in the Pacific West and establishing that headquarters. So there's a lot that I'm really happy about, but I got to tell you, what I'm most proud about, my greatest contribution, is the fact that my two kids are working in Boys and Girls Clubs. So I think, you know, of all the things that I've accomplished and all of my contributions, it's the fact that two kids, you talk about masters and mentors, I get to mentor my kids. When I got called and I was told that I was selected to this really esteemed group, I was speechless because, you know, to be honored by your peers, I just think is one of the greatest honors that anyone could have. We were having a staff meeting, and it was a local club member who came in and said, you know what, there's a lot of important meetings going on in this country today, but this is the most important meeting, right here today. And so it kind of, you know, again, it puts things right back into perspective. We need to know that what we do for our kids is the most important thing that we can do. That sounds somewhat cliche, but it's the truth. And I think that, you know, I don't take it lightly, and it's something that I value and something I look forward to every single day.